Like obviously, a couple of new kickers and punters into the situation this year with the first team. It's different in the spring than the fall, but what have you seen from those guys in the spring, and how much growth have you seen, I guess, from Ross since last year?
It was awesome to give him an opportunity to redshirt, and he's got a chance to be a really unique, special player, and we're excited about him. And Colby Morgan's doing a great job too. So those guys are out there competing, which is the way you want it, and they're both doing an awesome job. We're having a lot of fun. And from the kicking standpoint, Charles Campbell came in doing a nice job. Max is doing well. JT's kicking it well. I mean, you got three guys doing a heck of a job from the kicking standpoint. And then you have Bennett snapping, who's pushing Maddie and Alton. And so you got the room. In year 3, you should have great competition. It's where you should be, or else I shouldn't be standing here. And that's what we got. We got great camaraderie in there. Those guys pull for each other, and we got great competition, which, again, that's our job.
Coach, looking at some of those edge guys, particularly James and Josh, how different are they coming into their second year, and what kind of growth have you seen from them over the course of the offseason?
Josh has had a good camp. James needs to continue to learn how to practice and compete and strain. And Roman Harrison's done a heck of a job. He's had the best camp of all of them. And then Caleb, is coming on. I mean, that guy can be a freaky talent, and he loves ball. The funny thing about Caleb is, like, after practice, he'll come in, and I won't even have had a chance to watch the film yet, and he's watched it all. I mean, that guy eats, sleeps, and drinks ball. He loves it. And again, that's what the great ones do. I mean, a lot of people want to talk about, I want this and I want that, and their actions don't match their expectations. And you get a young guy like that who comes in and who nobody's told him to. I mean, he's done that on his own. And he just goes in there and he locks the door in the meeting room, and he gets after it. So really excited about him as well.
Coach, you mentioned Roman. What specifically has he done, this spring or this offseason to sort of help him take another step?
He should. I mean, he's a senior, and he should. That's what he should be doing. And he's been consistent. He's been consistent in the meetings. He's stacked 12 great practices together, but that's his job. And he's taken ownership in that, and so he's doing nothing other than what he's supposed to be doing, which is what we want.
I was also going to ask you about Roman. Just with Byron moving on, have you seen him kind of step up and be that leader in the room for you, and how has he grown as a leader this offseason?
It's still a work in progress. I mean, just being honest and transparent, and he'd tell you the same thing. In order to lead, you gotta set the standard, right? You gotta uphold the standard, and you gotta make sure that your other guys in that room are upholding it. And that's what we're working towards right now. It's still a work in progress.
For Charles Campbell, what have you really seen out of him that makes you excited about what he could potentially do this season?
He's got a tremendous competitive spirit, a great mind as far as he's able to snap and clear and focus and refocus. He might hit a bad one, and it doesn't affect his next one. He's really got a pro mindset and works hard in the weight room, works hard, in the film room, and obviously on the practice field. And just, he's from Tennessee, and he wants to be here, and it's important to him. And when we offered him a spot here, I called his mom, and I was kind of played a joke on her. I said, it was great to meet you, and just want to let you know we'll do anything we can to help Charles find a ride to Knoxville, and he better pack up his stuff and get her ASAP. So she was crying. I mean, so again, it's important to him, and it's neat to have somebody from Tennessee who that's his lifelong dream. He wants to play here.
You talked about Charles being from Jackson. Jackson's from Australia. How did you find him? Kind of how's the culture adjustment been for him coming to not only a new team, new sport, but an entirely new country as well?
Probably about 20 years ago, when I was coaching another SEC school, started dealing with some Australian punters. And over the years, at different stops, had different Australian punters. So I've got a great relationship with the guys over there who run the pro kick program. And so, Johnny and I go back 20 years ago. That's the guy who runs it, and he's awesome. And so just watching their guys and understanding what we wanted in a skill set, and we got what we wanted. And as far as his acclimating, I mean, he's a tremendous leader. Think about this. It's really interesting. When you're in Australia and you're in high school, you aspire to get drafted out of high school to play Australian rules football. And there's two levels. There's like an NFL level, and then there's kind of like a minor league level. Well, he got drafted by the NFL level and played for 3 years. And so he's been a professional, and he's been in that arena, and he's played in front of 100,000 people. So he goes out and kneeling, and he's like, yeah, that's pretty cool. It's kind of what I'm used to. So it's a great fit, and he's a great guy. He's funnier than heck now. Wait till you get to know him.
As far as return stuff is, you obviously got D back, or I would imagine still open competitions there, but how have you kind of handled that this spring? And is D still, a big part of that at both kickoffs and punts, or are you letting him focus on one?
No, we got a lot of guys. I mean, D's special, man. I mean, the guy, he's what you wanted. I stood up here 2 years ago, and you asked me what we wanted, and I said a fart in a skillet, right? That guy's a fart in a skillet. That's what you want. And so every time that ball's punted, and we give them a chance to get that thing started, everybody kneeling should be holding their breath. I mean, that's what you want. That's what you aspire for, and that's what the guys in that room, they're competing their tail off, blocking their tails off for him. But we got a bunch of other guys. Squirrel White. I mean, you could plug him in, and he's very, very similar. And Sampson has come a long way. Cam Selden is special back there. And so we're going to start a tradition around here. And I know we've had some great ones in the past, and that's what we're going to do.
As a group, what was the expectation coming into the spring for special teams, and how have you seen them live up to that over these last 4 weeks?
The expectation, Coach Heupel said it when we got here, is to be the best. That's the standard. And last year we were, ranked second in the SEC. That's not good enough. And so we got the talent in that room to do it. And it's just a matter of you got to go earn it. And so that's what our focus has been, is on finding those ways to just continue to push the envelope and get better, and continue to teach it better, continue to drill it better. And just so our guys understand the concepts, and we've worked our tail off, but that's our job, and we're not going to stop till we're the best.
I know the crowd isn't going to compare to a regular season game, but having recruits on campus at this stage, when a lot of recruits are making decisions earlier and earlier, how influential can it be with a good atmosphere and having them on campus to see how you guys operate a spring game and do things around here at Tennessee?
That's huge. I mean, these guys, everybody in the country talks about Neyland Stadium, and everybody in the country is talking about the games that were played there last year and in the past. And so all the recruits, I mean, they feel that. They've not only been here and seen it firsthand, but they know, and they want to play in that type of environment. You want to play as a player, you want to play somewhere where it's important. As a coach, you want to play somewhere, or you want to coach somewhere where it's important. And it's pretty damn important over there. I mean, Peyton Manning said it best year one when we got here. He looked at Coach Heupel and he goes, man, if the Colts lose, I'm all right. If the Broncos lose, I'm good. He goes, but if the Vols lose on Saturday, it hurts my soul. And there's a lot of other people. There's 103,000 people every Saturday who will say the same thing, and there's probably 1 million more watching at home. So it's important here, and those guys feel that.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep, appreciate it. Have a great one.
Thank you.